Chicago O'Hare Airport. Gate B. 17, 11 p.m. The flight to Seattle was delayed for hours. Marcus, a single father of 34, sat on the floor with his 6-month-old son, Jaden, screaming in his arms. Marcus hadn't slept in 30 hours. He'd been flying from New York after his mother's funeral, connecting through Chicago. Jaden was inconsolable, red-faced, terrified by the noise and chaos. Passengers glared. One man yelled, "Control your kid or get off the plane." Marcus felt his world collapsing. "I'm trying, I'm sorry." ... double quotes. A woman in a business suit rolled her eyes. Some people shouldn't travel with babies. Subscribe now to discover the identity of the mysterious veteran who will change everything in the next 60 seconds. Suddenly, a man in his 60s, wearing a faded Marine's jacket, approached from across the gate area. He knelt down without asking permission and extended his arms. "May I?" His voice was gentle but commanding. Marcus, exhausted beyond reason, handed Jaden over. The veteran held the baby against his chest, began a low, rhythmic hum. Not a song. Just a sound, deep, steady, like a heartbeat. Jaden's crying softened immediately. Within 2 minutes, A was asleep. The gate area fell silent. The angry passengers looked away, ashamed. Marcus couldn't speak. How did you do that?" The veteran smiled sadly. "Because I did this for my own son, every night for 6 months. He had colic, wouldn't stop crying, unless I held him exactly like this." He gestured to a nearby bench. "Sit! I'll hold him while you rest." Marcus wanted to refuse, but his body gave out. He collapsed on the bench and fell asleep instantly. 2 hours later, he woke up. The veteran was still there, Jaden still sleeping peacefully in his arms. Marcus sat up, horrified. "I'm so sorry. You didn't have to," the veteran interrupted gently. "Yes, I did. Because 30 years ago, I failed to hold my son when he needed me most, and I've been trying to make up for it every day since." Follow the channel to learn the devastating truth that connects these two fathers across 3 decades. Marcus felt a chill. What happened? The veteran's eyes grew distant. "I was deployed. Iraq, 1991. My son was born while I was overseas. He had colic. Severe. My wife couldn't handle it alone. She begged me to come home, but I said I couldn't leave my unit. Primera toler, to figure it out." His voice cracked. 3 months later, she couldn't take it anymore. She shook him, just once, just to make him stop crying. It caused a brain bleed. He died 4 days later. Marcus felt his throat close. "I'm so sorry she went to prison for 15 years, the veteran continued. "We divorced. She got out 5 years ago. I haven't seen her since. But I made a promise to my son, Esgrave. I would never let another father feel the desperation I forced my wife to feel." He looked Marcus directly in the eyes. "For 30 years, I've been coming to airports, train stations, anywhere I see exhausted parents with crying babies. I help. It's the only way I know how to honor my son's memory." Marcus was crying now. "What was your son's name?" "Jaden," the veteran whispered. Marcus felt the world stop. That's my son's name too." The veteran closed his eyes. Tears slipped down his weathered face. "Then maybe my Jaden sent me here tonight to protect yours." They sat in silence for a long time, two fathers connected by tragedy, by guilt, by the impossible burden of fatherhood. When the flight finally boarded, the veteran helped Marcus carry his bags. At the gate, Marcus tried to get his information. "Please, how can I thank you?" The veteran shook his head. "You already did. You let me hold a baby named Jaden. That's more than I deserve." He turned to leave. Marcus called after him. "Wait. At least tell me your name." The veteran paused, looked back. Michael A's. Then he disappeared into the crowd. Marcus flew to Seattle, but he couldn't forget Michael. He spent months searching for him, posted on veteran forums, contacted Marines units. Nothing. No one knew a Michael Hayes matching that description. 1 year later, Marcus received a package. No return address. Inside, a letter. Dear Marcus, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Stage 4 cancer. Doctors say I have maybe a month. I wanted you to know. Holding your son that night was the first peace I've felt in 30 years. Tell Jaden that another Jaden, one he never met, loves him, and that the best way to honor the fallen is to protect the living. Take care of your boy, every single day, because you never know which day is the last. With eternal gratitude, Michael Hayes. Marcus collapsed. He contacted every hospital in Chicago, finally found one. Michael Hayes had died 3 weeks earlier, alone, no family. Marcus attended the funeral. He was the only person there. Besides, the chaplain. He held Jaden and whispered to Michael's casket, "You weren't alone. You had me. You had my son. And because of you, I will never take a single moment with him for granted." Marcus started a foundation, the Michael Hayes Project. It provided support for military fathers dealing with PTSD and parental guilt. In 10 years, it helped 500 veterans reconnect with their families. And every year, on the anniversary of that night at O'Hare Airport, Marcus took Jaden to Michael's grave. They brought flowers. Jaden, now 11, would tell stories about school, about his dreams, about his life. "Thank you for protecting my dad," Jaden would say to the headstone. "He tells me about you all the time. He says you're the reason he's a good father." Michael Hayes, 1960–2023, a father who failed once but spent 30 years making sure other fathers didn't. His gravestone reads, "He saved more children in death than he could in life." Because redemption isn't about erasing the past, it's about transforming it into a future worth living. And Michael did exactly that, one crying baby at a time.